but it's a funny place. You got other religions, other faiths that are like, because so many people are returning back to ATRs, there's concerted efforts that are being funded, you know what I mean, to suppress the growth of what we do. We get drowned in the algorithm. Like when it comes to like spirituality, our content family, you have to know it gets drowned in the algorithm. So when you see any of us from an ATR that pops up that's legitimate and we got followers, know that it's because we went hard. We fought against the tides of the algorithm. The algorithm want to push y'all conspiracy theory. The algorithm wants to push y'all like Aleister Crowley stuff or more new
New
age
age
stuff.
stuff, yoga, whitewash stuff, things that have taken the spirituality out of the spirituality. It's just like at one time I saw there was this big thing where everybody got hopped on, like, let me say a different way. Everyone started hopping on Ochun, right? And everybody was hopping on Ochun, and everybody's like, I'm a daughter of Ochun, and I only have to give honey. And all these people know about Ochun is honey. Like, they know nothing more than honey. And it's like, well, do you know, like, how to prepare the animal for Ochun? Are you willing to do a castration? Because I always tell all my god kids, all my people, is like, get all ATR people, all people in African traditions. We might be peaceful, but we're warriors. We do what it got to be done when it's time to get the getting. When it's time to get down with the get down, we the ones to get down. So, like, if you have a problem with certain aspects of what we do, maybe it's for you to not be that deeply involved. Maybe it's for you to remain a client. Maybe it's for you to remain a devotee. It's okay. There's nothing wrong. Everybody has a place in life. In only in our traditions have I seen where everybody thinks they need to be a priest. When people go to the Catholic Church, everybody ain't trying to be a priest.
Right.
Okay? Everybody ain't trying to be a priest. That's one. Two is, only in our traditions have I seen that people think that they don't need to study. Because when you go to be a Catholic priest, you're spending years and years in seminary, right? You're spending a long time studying. There, in our traditions, there is oftentimes a big resistance from people to taking their studies seriously. People think like all the wisdom's just gonna drop into your head when you get initiated. Nah, that's not how it works. Like, we give you the force, but now you need the information, you need the wisdom and the knowledge on how to use what you've been
So
given.
so you're telling me that when a person says they want to practice voodoo, Papa Legba doesn't just come and just drop the information in your head. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, right. What I always tell people is, Lwa don't waste their time teaching you what you can learn from another person.
Mhm.
If they've already given that knowledge to people for thousands of years, what makes you so special that he has to come teach you directly when you can make the effort to go search for the knowledge? God doesn't do for you what you can do for yourself. God comes and helps you on what you can't do for yourself. So that's why always, since forever, traditionally, there was a long period of study before people got initiated. And in between different levels of initiation, there was study. And it wasn't a day, it wasn't a month, it wasn't a year. Like I told you, I had my first initiation in 89. I don't get my next one till 93. That's 4 years right there.
Right.
You understand? I don't get another one until almost 97, 98. right? Then another one into like it's years of studying, years of working, years of apprenticeship, right? Nowadays, everybody just and unfortunately, there because there's a lot of priests who haven't studied, right? There's just a lot of priests. They're like, here, I'll make you a priest. Now you have a bunch of idiot priests who don't know shit.
Right. And that's the thing I like to speak because like before I initiated, I studied for 10 years. You get what I'm saying? Like before I made that voyage to go through everything I went through, I studied for 10 years. That study was not just me reading a book. That was learning from people who were in the culture, learning from people, picking the brains of people who are around me and applying things. And then when I would receive things in the culture, now, like you say, it's another level of study that comes now with having shrines, that comes now with communing with spirit, that comes now with, you get what I'm saying? Like it's
Certain
not,
secrets can't be taught to you until you pass the step. So until you pass that step, now you can go to the next level of learning. It's the same thing. Like I can't take you to college until you pass 12th grade, right? So until you get that diploma, I can't start teaching you this stuff, right? So certain steps open up the door for you to have the opportunity to learn even more and to go more in depth, right? Traditionally in our work over on this end, it was very common that even if you were initiated as a priest, you served in your godparents' house for 1 to 3 years as an assistant until the Lwa said you're ready to go work on your own. Okay. Now I see people that they haven't even been initiated as priests yet, and they have 10 people lined up to initiate for after I get my initiation.
mm,
I've watched it where people are like, yeah, once I get initiated, I already have 10 people who are ready to initiate with me. Once you get initiated, excuse my French, but basically you just popped out the pussy. Okay? You just popped out. You can't even walk yet. You're going to get ready to take on people to run. You can't even feed yourself yet, right? Take your time. Ain't no rush. People will be here. And if people is meant for you, it will be for you. When the time comes, the people will be for you. If you have, I had lots of people for many, many years who wanted to get initiated with me. And I was like, nah, I'm not ready for that. Go to my godmother. Go to my godmother. Go to my godmother. I can help you on this level.
mhm,
I can help you do some brujeria. I can help you do this. I can help you do that. But I'm not ready to take on nobody else's bull crap. Okay? Because what a lot of people don't understand is when you're a priest and you're helping people, part of your job is to take on other people's bull crap. And if you don't have your own shit in order, crap on top of crap just makes it stink worse,
right.
right? So that's A. And B, there's lots of people who try to go out and start helping other people so that they don't have to face their own bull crap. They use it as a distraction to not face their own shit.
Mhm,
And this is where we end up with crappy priests and where we don't use this word, but I know that the Santeros use this word, is that we end up with a bunch of people that don't have iwapele. They don't have any good character. You know, you got to develop yourself as a good character. You can't be the type, if you're a priest and you're here helping people, you better get ready for people to dump their shit on you,
mhm.
to pull crap on you, to project on you, and while they're healing, to be messy as hell, which means they might personally attack you, and you got to be strong enough to not take it personal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And like you say, like Iwa is a big thing with us. Iwa character, Iwapele, which is balanced character, is a thing to remain balanced, um, and to stay in a state of what we call Iwarere, which is good character. But when you are having people who have their eyes on a profit before they're even done a process, how can that be? You know what I mean? You put a money first, or you put in this first, it just doesn't work that way, and it's once again goes to the communal aspect, like you say. Even with all that you still won't know it all.
Mm.
And so, you in Ifa, everybody doesn't have every Orisha. Like, so as a priest, this person may need to feed an Orisha. I gotta call another priest to do it. You know what I'm saying? On this person's behalf. That person may not have an Orisha, but I got that Orisha. So okay, I can feed that person on that Orisha on your behalf, right? Like it's a communal thing, like you're saying. It's not this individualistic attitude will cause you to not prosper in these traditions because they were literally meant to build society, hold families together. This is what the origins of these things were for. How to keep order in a city that we're building, a community. These people do these things. These people do
Family
these
unit.
things.
Yep.
Family units.
Of course, I agree with that. Like another same over here in that in Vodou, right? You're not gonna have every Lwa. There's thousands upon thousands of them, right? It was very common, and it's still very common in the island today, that let's say I need the presence of a Lwa that I don't have. I need that Lwa to mount some to come in possession.
Mhm.
If I don't have someone in my temple who can do it, I'm going to find another priest or priestess that has it, pay them so that they can come and do it, right? And that was, it doesn't take away from you. In fact, it gives to you. It doesn't mean that you're not powerful. That's an ego trip that people have. It actually means you're very powerful because you have the wisdom to
Mhm.
be like, I ain't got that. Let me go and get who got that to come over here and do what it do,
Right.
right? I don't have a single person that I have made a priest or priestess. I don't have a single one that has not studied with me for at minimum 3 years. Most of them have been with me for 10 years, 12 years. I just initiated someone this year as a priestess. She's been with me for 13 years.
Mhm.
Okay. She was initiated at first level 13 years ago. She's been studying with me for 13 years. Okay. And now, just this last year, she finally made priestess. She was never had the goal in her mind to become priestess. It was
Mm.
that's part of the problem is that when you think that becoming a priest or priestess is like having a special diploma, then you don't understand.
Right.
Okay, you don't understand. So it wasn't until the spirit said, "Yeah, now now's your time," and now we're going to take you to this next level of teaching to prepare you for the priesthood.
Right.
We're talking about 13 years. Most priests and priestesses in my temple have at minimum 3 to 5 years before priesthood ever occurs. I
Mhm.
don't I don't basically make priests and priestesses like McDonald's makes burgers.
Right.
This is
That's
not a factory.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing because see what you find in Ifa is even when somebody initiates, they may not initiate to be a working priest. They may just initiate for their health. They may initiate for the sake of their child, for the sake of their family, to have a family, right? Like there's many reasons why they initiate because depending on the initiation, it's basically your relationship with that Orisha being formed in a way where they are basically infused into your life. And so some people may initiate for health reasons or things like that. They never become working priests. They may even receive the tools of that Orisha, but they don't use them for divination. They're given to them in a formality of this is the complete set that comes with initiation. If you want to learn these things, you have the opportunity to learn it. But there are
It's
people who just initiate for their life, you know?
Yeah, but it's for you. And for us, it's very, very rare that you are going to be initiated as a priest or priestess there in order for a life situation. Most of the time, if you need initiation for a life situation, you're not going to receive priesthood initiation. You're going to receive a lesser initiation, a different initiation. Not let's not call it lesser, a different initiation at a different level of initiation. You know, back in the day, people in our tradition were initiated as priests because you were meant to be a priest.
Mhm.
Nowadays, I see it all the time where people are being they just they just had their first reading ever today. In 3 months from now, they're gonna be a priest. Okay, 3 months from now, they're like, "Oh, you need to be a priest," and tomorrow, you need to
Right.
be a priest tomorrow. And then this is what's kind of little by little destroying the community because now you have all these people with all these titles without the wisdom that's supposed to go along with it.
Right.
So now they go out and about and they're misrepresenting us,
Yeah.
right? But for those people who use our traditions as a business model, they're not concerned with that. Okay.
Mhm.
I always tell everyone who comes here, right? I'd rather do brujeria for you than make you a priest. Because when I make you a priest, now you become my headache. Now I have to make sure you're taught. Now I'm making commitments to you for a long time, and you're making commitments to me,
Right.
right? I make more money doing brujeria quicker with less work than I do during an initiation. Initiations, the way that I charge people for initiations, I'm not making big bank. I make way more money doing brujeria. Okay. I actually, not only do you have to have all the permissions for me to make you a priest, but I actually have to like you. You understand? Because if not, I'm not willing to do the work.
Right.
Pre initiations in our traditions, our priesthood initiations can take anywhere from 7 days to 2 weeks, more or
Yeah.
less. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of managing. It's a lot of things that got to come together.
Yep.
It's 24/7
Yep.
throughout that whole time. I like my bed. Okay, I
Yep.
enjoy my bed. I enjoy my house.
Right.
Like you feel me? What a lot of people don't understand when I go make a priest. Okay, trust me. The way I feel about it is the sacrifice I'm making in my life is greater than the money you're paying me. Okay, because I have a really calm, peaceful life, good mattress, good family.
Right.
Okay, I like to eat like good food. A lot of times I'm putting myself out. You feel me? In uncomfortable, environments in order to make you a priest. When I take someone to Haiti, okay, I'm going from a good mattress to either a bad mattress or no mattress. I'm going from 24/7 electricity here in the US to 1 hour a day. I'm going from running water and I can bathe for 3 hours here to basically going to bathe in a canal or going to have to go get my water or pay someone to go get water for me, right? So I'm sacrificing a lot of my comfort.
Yeah. That's real. Yo, and it's interesting the perspectives on initiation because in Nigeria initiations are more like a rites of passages. So that's where you also have like for instance for certain boys to be considered like into manhood, it's like initiating. It's like rites of passages. Like I actually, when I initiated and made Itefa in Nigeria, one of the people who initiated with me was a child. He was not more than 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? But like he was old enough to know that this was serious business, and that he was becoming into his manhood. Like this was the start of his manhood. You know what I'm saying? And like he was so proud when he got his Ikini Fa. You couldn't tell him he was on top of the world from that point. Like because he went through the rigors of initiation. He came out the other side strong like that. You know what I mean? He was ready for the world. So there's a the perspectives on initiation are also interesting that I think people have to like really understand initiation from the point of view of the culture they're trying to enter. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's the
Like,
important part. Yeah, because like for us, initiations are not rites of passages for
mhm,
like a woman become a young girl becoming a woman or
right,
a young boy becoming a man. They don't serve that purpose. So you really that's part of that importance of really getting to understand or know the culture in which you're coming into, because each culture is going to have a different perspective, a different manner, a different reason as to why they do what they do.
right. That's real. And that's like you say, that's so important because it gives it gives the basically the why to
Hmm.
why you're doing it. You know, like in Ifa is destiny based. So you know why you're initiating. You're initiating for Orunmila to show you your destiny flat out. X, Y, and Z. You ain't really most people ain't really initiating for priesthood. They're initiating as Orunmila showing you, laying your life out, the rite of passage thing, right? And but then other traditions, you're initiating to be a working priest, to take people's lives in your hand and to help them find relief. And
So a perfect example is like in the 21 divisions, right? In the 21 divisions, the only people initiated at a priesthood initiation are people who are meant to be priests.
right.
If you're not meant to be a priest working for other people or helping other people, you don't receive that initiation.
Mm,
Period. Okay. Now, because people have used initiation as a business model,
okay.
okay, you have a bunch of people getting initiated through those initiations who
Right.
are not meant to be priests.
Mhm.
And then I've seen this before where the person is told, like, you know, you're going to receive this initiation, but you're not going to be a working priest. And then the person says, "Oh, well, now I'm initiated as a supposed working priest, so now I need to go make my money back. I need to go make some money."
Oh, okay.
Okay. And out of nowhere, that person goes from not supposed to be doing it to going ahead and doing it because you gave them an initiation they shouldn't have had in the first
Right.
place.
That's deep.
Right? So in 21 divisions, if you're not meant to be a working priest, you can't initiate at that level.
Right.
And one time in Vodou is if you are meant to be a priest, whether it's like a working priest for other people or to be a priest as a part of the temple,
Mm,
because some priests are not meant to run their own temples.
right.
Some priests are not meant to work for others, but instead are meant to function as a part of a temple. If that is not your position back in the day, you didn't get initiated as a priest.
Right.
But nowadays, guess one of the most expensive initiations is priesthood. So right away, people come in the door, and for those people who are making money at it, they're like, "Oh, you're a priest. You should be a priest. You're having these problems because you're meant to be a priest.
Okay.
Priest, 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 priest." And that's just not the case. So
Right.
then now we have a bunch of, excuse my French, idiot priests running around. And for me, they ain't no priest because initiation doesn't make the priest.
Mm,
A priest is born.
oh, shit.
Okay, initiation just shines the diamond, right? It helps, like just like a diamond in the rough, right? It helps develop it, it shines it, it fine tunes it, it makes it beautiful. But for me, a priest is born. And a lot of people have gotten offended coming to ceremonies at my house because they were initiated somewhere as a priest. And I can see spiritually, you are a priest, you are not. I don't care how much money you spent. I don't care how many maracas they put in your hand. I don't care what you've been through.
Right.
Here, you're not a priest. Here, we're not going to, I'm going to respect you. But as far as a priest, I'm not going to call you in to do anything priest like.
Right. Yeah, that's real. Like you saying, for instance, with the Ifa, the Odu Ifa is what tells who is meant to be a working priest. So people initiate, and their Odu don't say nothing about being a working priest or doing Ifa work. You get what I'm saying? But then you have people like me, when I initiate, it say right in the Odu that the number one profession, working priest, to be an Ifa priest or priest of Orisha. You get what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, spirit will absolutely identify who is supposed to be doing what, and you were, like you say, that was your destiny. You were born to be that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Some people don't walk in it. Some people do. Some people may stay independent practitioner, what they may say a Brujo is, who's kind of disconnected from, I guess you could say, the organized part of it. But that person in their nature is a natural born priest. And all
priest.
they need is the ashe from the elders or the go ahead from the elders to shine them up, like you say, like a diamond, and to allow them to shine in the world and go do their thing as a priest. Like,
Yeah.